Final session of the first module that deals with business studies. Till now, we have understood about different concepts, the different uh, things which are associated with business studies in the very first module, which is the introductory part. In the summarization part, I will be summarizing all what we have done in a short form just to enhance and upgrade what we have done till date. Now, as we all are quite aware now that business is something where a barter or some exchange of goods and services is being done, and this is an economic activity. Therefore, business will be including money. Money will be an important factor that is going to take place in each of the transaction which is going to take place. Either as a businessman, I'm dealing with a product, or if I'm giving or rendering certain service, for rendering the service or for basically selling the product in exchange, I need money. When just summarization, when we start with, so business is all about trade and commerce. Now, when we talk about trade and commerce as well as industries, industries are classified into four basic types, that is extractive, manufacturing, genetic, and construction industry. The other one or important aspect of the subdivision of business is trade and commerce. In trade, we are having inland trade or foreign trade. Inland trade implies the trade which is being conducted within the boundaries of a nation, while foreign trade is what we export when we sell the goods and services from India to any part of the world, then that is known as foreign trade. Aid to trade or auxiliary to trade are those activities which will play in an important role when it comes to trading, like insurance, warehousing, transportation. All these are essential and play a very important or significant role when it comes to trade. Foreign trade, again, as I said, is going to be divided into two parts, that is import and export. In import, we are taking or buying goods from other countries, and in the form of export, when we are selling our own goods or products to other parts of the world. So that implies export. When we talk about export or aid to trade, there are basically the following activities which are going to take place: banking, transportation, insurance, warehousing, mercantile agents, etc. So this is all about business in a gist. So when we talk about business, we are concentrating on two very basic elements of business, that is industry and trade and commerce. Now, when we talk about business, what are the different stages through which business goes? When we start as a new enterprise, definitely it's a time when we are learning, when we are trying to put ourselves or basically fix ourselves or maybe establish ourselves in the stiff competition that is going across the world. Because now, due to globalization, we find that we are not only competing with the national, international, but also for basic products and services which are going to be across the world. Then we come to the next stage, that is the growth or the adolescent stage, and finally we achieve maturity when we have established, when we find that we are able to do a good SWOT analysis and establish ourselves in the stiff competition that we are facing across the world. Next stage, or what the different things which are associated are, one of the important aspect is the functions which are related with business. When we start a business, there are various activities or various things which we need to perform as functions that will play an important or decisive role in establishing and creating an environment which will be keeping our business sustainable for a longer period of time. Like, it involves research and development, it involves administrative functions that will be performed within the organization, customer satisfactory function, distribution function, financial aspect of the business, human resource function, the information and communication technology function, that is also known as ICT. Then we have the marketing, sales, production, and so on. Now, these functions are going to play a very important role when it comes to the business sustainability, because Sustainability of the business will definitely depend upon these functions, how we are performing these functions, how we are trying to cope ourselves with the stiff competition that is across the globe, across the world, and making sure that whatever we are doing is basically in the interest of the organization. So all these activities which we are performing are basically catering to the various stakeholders. Stakeholders, when you talk about the people who are directly or indirectly related with the business. So whether we talk about the customers who are purchasing the product or service, whether we talk about the people who are behind this product and services production, like the human resource, then we have the various supply chain which is basically helping us in achieving our objective, or it's going to be the people who are going to be behind the business playing a very important role when it comes to the sustainability of the firm in the stiff competition that is taking place across the globe. The next thing is why business is important. What exactly business is going to do for a person, for the person who is doing business, and for an economy where it is taking place, or where this particular business is conducted. Most importantly, it is giving you revenue generation. That means you are getting money for whatever business you are doing. It is for the economic growth of the people of the country, not only the people who are going to be the customers, the human resource, or other ones who are. It also develops the infrastructure, it also develops the various things which are going to play an important role for the economic growth of a country, a region, or a nation. It improves the standard of living. Definitely, when you start earning, you start spending. So it improves the living standard of people who are associated, whether you are a customer or whether you are a person who is buying, or the person who is basically behind the production or services of these products. Production is going to be in bulk. That means whenever you are doing business, production is on a bulk basis. It's not going to be for a single unit, or maybe two or three people. It's going to be associated with bulk production. Innovations. What is innovations? Innovativeness, newness, something which is more not there beforehand. So when you are doing this on a regular basis, when you know that how to make things possible, how to make things more easier, then it becomes easy for you to innovate, to think about new ideas, out of the box thinking, and so on. It generates employment, definitely. When you start an industry, you are generating employment to a lot of people. It is helping you in giving employment to the people who are working as supply agents, who are working as vendors, who are working as employees. So all this will definitely help. And it helps in the market expansion, because as a customer, you have a whole lot of market, and that plays a very important role. As an entrepreneur, the market expansion is very, very important for ensuring that there is for proper growth, and ultimately the people who are affected are the people who are getting the benefits of these things. So definitely it expands the market as well. Classification of business activity, another important aspect, that how we classify the business activity. Basically, as we have already said, that it's basically divided, the business is divided into two parts: industry and commerce. Primary industry and secondary industry. In when we talk about these, we are talking about extractive industries and genetic industries, which are the primary industries. Why? Because we get the raw material or the semi-finished product from these industries. Secondary industries are basically getting the raw material from the primary product. So definitely they play an important role when it comes to the manufacturing and the constructive industries. Tertiary industry, as I told you, auxiliary to trade. That means transport, banking, transportation, communication, advertising, and so on. These are the different types of business activities. We have already discussed the evolution from where it has started. Every business starts from the very base nascent stage, that is the local business. From there, it starts growing up. It moves to other parts of a state. Like we give the example of Gadi detergent. It has started from a small city from the city of Kanpur, and now it's a big brand across the nation. Now, the very important thing when it comes to business studies is differentiating between different concepts which are associated with business. The three very important aspects of business is business itself, commerce, and trade. So when we define business, it is basically involving the production and transfer of goods and services. When we define commerce, it mainly concerned with the distribution things and services, while trade happens between two parties, buyer and a seller. So this is how you define the three terms. The next thing is, why do we need business? And what exactly business requires? It needs working and fixed capital on a large scale, while in commerce you need fixed capital and more working capital is needed. Low fixed capital is required and more working capital because trade is taking place. While in trade, working capital is less depending on the nature of the business. Business includes commerce, trade and industry. Commerce includes trades and auxiliary to trade, while trade includes foreign and home trade. In business we have maximum risk, in commerce we have less risk, and in trade we have least risk. Trade and commerce depends on business. Trade is a major part of commerce and can't function without it when we talk about commerce, and in commerce, without trade and commerce, industry cannot be justified. So this is how we differentiate between the three important terms. Another thing which is nowadays frequently asked is, what are the different things which are associated with modern business? Modern business, which is more customer centric, definitely concentrates on profit, but nowadays we stress more focus on customer satisfaction as well. So when we talk about modern business, it basically aims for diversification, globalization. It basically aims to change according to the preferences and change in the taste of the customers, because you are not the only one in business, so there is intense competition that is there. Bulk size of business is always there. Due to globalization, we have emergence of international organizations which are going to take place, and you find a lot of change in the distribution channel. Like previously, due to uh, non-availability of e-commerce, you find a lot of supply chain was there, which is not there, because you see the example of Amazon and Flipkart, which are playing a very important role when it comes to distribution as well. The very important thing when it comes to how you are going to promote your business. Now, there are various ways through which you can promote your business, through which you can basically focus on expansion of your business. And when we see a new product is being launched, there are now a lot of things which are taking place, like vouchers, coupons, discounts, buy one get one free, cash means special prices for a particular period of time, loyalty schemes. If you are a loyal customer, if you're a frequent visitor to a customer, you get points, and different contests are being organized. So there are a number of ways through which a business is being expanded, a business is being promoted. Qualities of a good entrepreneur. Now, this is something which has quite debatable, but definitely in the stiff competition, there are certain significant points which will play an important role in enhancing the qualities that should be there in an entrepreneur. So when we talk about an entrepreneur, he should be one who wants to take initiative, who has a wide knowledge and about the skills and qualities which required, willingness to assume the risk, because market is on risk, business is on risk, you don't know what is going to happen next day. So definitely you should be ready to take risk, you should be, and that also innovates you. He has to be an open-minded and optimistic person with great adaptability, self-confidence, leadership qualities, because that plays a very important or decisive role, and therefore also orient himself towards hard work. So these are the reference from where I have taken the slides, for which is going to be quite helpful. This is a summarization of the first module, which includes the very important concepts of business, trade, commerce, and what are the different things which are related with these three important aspects. The second chapter or the second module starts with the different forms of business which have been already started. I have shared few slides. Do subscribe to the channel and go through the slides, which will help you in understanding the things in a more deeper and concentrated way. Keep learning, keep subscribing, and till we meet in the next class, have a good day.